gonna come, I guess.
Hi, my name is Jay, and I'm very happy to be here for the 6th installment of the Rose Theater's digital playwriting course. Thanks again for being here while we start talking about breaking the fourth wall. Breaking the fourth wall is kind of an abstract concept, but once it kind of clicks, it definitely clicks. Breaking the fourth wall is essentially acknowledging to the audience that you're in a work of fiction, or more simply, just speaking to the audience in the first place. Maybe a character in the play acknowledges that they're in a play, or that they know that they're a fictional character. The name comes from this idea that there's an imaginary fourth wall that the audience watches a play through. There's a fourth wall that they watch it through. So when characters break the fourth wall in a movie or a play or a TV show, they're acknowledging that they know that the fourth wall exists. YouTube videos like this one really commonly break the fourth wall because when people make a video, they understand that the people watching are people in an audience at home, like you. The question then is why we would want to break the fourth wall in the first place. The first concern that might come to mind is it's kind of similar to asking an actor to break character in the middle of a scene. We might be afraid that we're breaking the world of our play when we acknowledge that it doesn't actually exist in the real world. And to be clear, breaking the fourth wall is a useful tool for a variety of reasons, and many different kinds of theater use it as a technique to communicate what they're trying to say. Probably the most classic example is in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, where a character called Puck directly addresses the audience at the end of the play. "If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I'm an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck now to 'scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends." Basically, what this character is saying is that if you didn't like the play, you can just pretend it didn't happen. This is a useful tool comedically, and is also a really nice bookend for the play that the audience just watched. But there are plenty of other examples in theater of breaking the fourth wall that are a little more accessible, let's say. Sometimes breaking the fourth wall actually means that the audience needs to play a significant role in the development of the story. So there's this musical called the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and in this show, members of the audience are invited to come on stage as spellers in the titular spelling bee. They're incorporated into the choreography, they're invited to come up and spell words at the microphone, and whether or not they spell those words correctly has a big impact on what has to happen next in the show. They come up on stage with actors who are pretending to be middle schoolers, but actors who know the structure of the story, so the audience can kind of come in some places and be kind of plopped into the through line of everything that's happening. This is exciting as a tool because it not only gets the audience involved, but it also gives them someone to root for. It also presents the opportunity for the characters on stage to feel more like real people. Because there's no fourth wall, the concept of the play is that we're in a real spelling bee. So we feel like the characters we see on stage, even if they're singing and dancing, feel more like real people. The longest running off Broadway show is a play called Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. And the whole idea of this play is that an ensemble of actors perform 30 short plays over the course of 60 minutes. But this is where the audience comes in. At the start, an audience member is encouraged to shout out a number from 1 to 30, and that's the play number they start with. And that impacts the whole through line and the whole order of which plays are performed in what order. There's a sense of excitement that comes from this, and almost a kind of energy from the audience where they're wanting the actors to mess up because it would be funny. And that's something that is really fun to play with as a playwright. Last week, we talked about forum theater and Augusto Boal, wherein members of the audience are invited on stage not only to be characters, but to have a significant contribution to how the story will end. This is useful in the realm of inciting political action. It forces the audience members who come on stage to take a genuine part in trying to end prejudice. You know, in summary, breaking the fourth wall is a really useful tool that you can use for the sake of comedy, for the sake of communicating a message, for the sake of having the audience connect with your characters better. It definitely is something that's kind of hard to do right in some ways, because like many tools in your toolbox, the question you should be asking yourself as a playwright is, why am I doing this? There should be a purpose behind you wanting to do this in the first place, and if you don't have a reason beyond, let's just do it, then maybe it's not playing as significant a role as you might want it to. I want to thank you for joining me in the 6th installment of the Rose's weekly digital playwriting course. I'm super excited to continue this project and to connect with you at home. I encourage you to join me here next week when we start talking about the wonderful world of formatting. I'll see you then. I should really add more colors back here, shouldn't I?